limited to just Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or Amazon, then you probably only know a small part of the internet. There is another world on the internet, the world of the dark web, where there are no rules, where a human being becomes just a commodity, and where death becomes entertainment. This is the story of Kevin, an ordinary 18-year-old boy who lived with his family in Thailand. He had recently finished school and wasn't very confident about his exam results. But his plan was to pursue a career in digital marketing. It was still a long time before the results came out, and since Kevin, being an introvert, didn't have many friends, he spent most of his time online. Discord and Reddit were his best friends. He had also installed a special browser so that no one could track his online presence. His favorite pastime was watching conspiracy theories. Kevin would spend hours on Reddit reading about various conspiracy theories, but there was one theory that he had a special interest in: red rooms. He had read that red rooms are live streams where people are tortured inside a room in real time, through people's votes, where anonymous people, whose identities are hidden, decide what will happen to the victim inside the red room, how it will happen, and for how long. Many people online were saying that all this was fake, that it was just an urban legend and a Reddit creepypasta. But some users' threads were telling a different story. There was no solid proof of the existence of red rooms, and perhaps that's why Kevin became even more interested in these red rooms. One night, an anonymous link flashed on Kevin's browser. It was a deep web forum called Dead Drop. Someone had sent Kevin an invite from that forum. Clicking on the link opened a web page called the feed page. In the middle of the page, it said, "One stream for players, no reset." Kevin thought it was a scam and immediately closed the web page. But he was still curious. He had read on a thread that red room invites often come this way. A little later, he opened his browser again and opened that web page. The stream screen was black, with only a 10-minute countdown running and a username visible at the bottom. Viewer #SH92. After 10 minutes, the stream started. The screen showed live footage of a place, a large room with only one bulb for lighting. In the middle of the room was a metal stage that was rotating, and around the stage, people were sitting on 4 chairs, 2 boys, 2 girls. Everyone's eyes were blindfolded, and their hands were tied behind their backs. Each participant had a label on their chest with a number written on it. Then a line flashed on the screen. "Feed session 39 initiated. Welcome viewers. Game 1 begins." The first game was Confess to Survive. All contestants would be asked a question. Whichever participant told the truth within 30 seconds would be saved, and the punishment for the remaining participants would be decided by the viewers. The question was, what is the biggest lie you have told in your life? Participant number 1 did not answer, and time ran out. A voting window opened on Kevin's screen. The options were electric shock, boiling water splash, or plastic wrap suffocation. Votes immediately started pouring in on the voting window. Kevin just watched his screen in shock. The voting completed, and electric shock won. Kevin's screen went blank for a second, and then that participant was shown sitting on a chair in the middle of the rotating stage. A thick metal band was around his neck. A light flashed in that band, and then the boy was given electric shocks. Viewers started commenting with emojis on the screen. The next participant was a girl. She confessed that she had secretly leaked her friend's abortion. But the viewers found this answer weak. The voting window showed, "Punish anyway." This time the option, "Nail gun to palm," won. A masked figure came onto the stage with a nail gun in his hand. He hammered 3 nails into each of the girl's hands. She screamed, but the viewers were enjoying her pain. All this was horrifying for Kevin. He immediately tried to close the web page, but his cursor froze there. When it was the third participant's turn, he said that he had secretly recorded footage of people in his college hostel. The viewers watching were not impressed with this answer either. The third participant's punishment was burn marks. A masked man placed a hot rod under his feet. The boy screamed in pain. After this, Kevin tried to close his laptop, but it was no use. His laptop's power button was disabled. The last participant was a girl. Out of fear, instead of answering, she repeatedly begged for her life to be spared. The viewers didn't like this either, so they voted for choker. Kevin's body went numb watching all this. Some liquid was poured into the girl's mouth in front of his eyes, and she started having trouble breathing. A little later, her body became motionless. Now, out of the two participants who were alive, one had to be eliminated. Viewers voted, and most people chose the girl whose hands had been nailed. The option, neck wire, won. The masked man put a wire noose around the girl's neck, and the screen went black. A line flashed on the screen. Thank you for watching viewer #SH92 activity log. Kevin was blank. His laptop was overheating, but he was doing nothing, just staring at the screen. After this, he remained in shock for 2 days. He didn't talk to anyone and didn't leave his room. His parents became very worried about him. He neither ate anything nor slept at night. His eyes were constantly red, and he didn't even touch his laptop or phone. On the morning of the third day, when Kevin's parents went into his room, they found their son's lifeless body on the bed. He was immediately taken to the hospital, but the doctor said that he had a cardiac arrest, which caused his death. A diary was found in his room in which he had written everything about that stream. He had filled several pages of the diary apologizing to the victims. It was clear from that diary that Kevin could not bear the shock of that live stream. The disturbing visuals kept revolving in his mind all the time. Even today, some users say that the red room called the feed is still active. The link randomly appears from anywhere, but only on the systems of those who go looking for it or click on dark web links. Everything seems fake until someone clicks on those links. Friends, our request to you is to stay away from this world of the dark web. And if you like this dark web crime story, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Dark Venture.